Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Wands Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we've got a reading for you about somebody that has been trying to weave a story together that mingles the truth with the fantasy or the fiction that they want to make reality. And I feel like for the long majority of the time that they're talking, they have somebody buying into it, right? Like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I would compare this energy to like maybe more devious version of Big Fish, where you've got an older gentleman that recalls his youth and it's kind of exaggerated. I mean, you find out that it's based in truth, but this is somebody who their story, when it's compared to facts and other people's understanding of the situation, it doesn't fit. Temperance is in the reverse. So there's someone who's no longer going to be able to have their version of events accepted as truth. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of Wind Chime Chime. I hope you're having a good day so far. Hello, Key Controller. Hello, Famous Seamus. Hello, Tina. I hope you're having a good day so far. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. That's in the description box for you, as is a link right below that to find out more information about getting additional content from the channel through memberships. Let's dive in with the what's the news and see what else we've got going on here. Spilling the beans. Squad and extra. So there's someone who has secrets that they've been holding on to, but it has to do with someone who is very concerned about these secrets. We've got the squad card, which talks about close friendship. So this is, I know you, you know me, and that's maybe why I could spread the tea. I could share what's going on. I could tell the truth. So we could have two people that were telling different versions of the same story, right? Yeah, tiptoeing. I'm trying to avoid getting caught, and that's why we've got somebody who is not telling the truth. If I'm honest about what really happened, then it might be a problem for me. So this is this is feeling a little bit shady, a little bit smarmy is the word coming through. I'm going to do whatever I can, right? Because we've got the extra card. It says dramatic, trying too hard, and starter. And we've got the supersize card, which talks about doing too much, excessive, overindulgence. So I don't want people to know what really happened that night, and people feel like you might have more detail than what I said. And I do feel like there's something here to do with a flirtation. You're not supposed to know that I was talking up that person at the bar, or I was hoping you'd never find out that I spent this much money. Let's continue with the Wild Reflections Tarot. Hello, Jamie. Hello, Stephen. Hello, Pramitha. How are you doing? Likely later today. More likely on those mobile live streams that I do. Six of Cups, Justice in the reverse, and the Four of Wands. So this is the second time we have justice in the reverse, which means we have somebody that did something regrettable or something that goes against their moral code, something that could be criminal, maybe something that activates a prenup clause. But we've got somebody who is kind of had like a romanticized version or a I look innocent version of events that may have to do with someone's marriage, somebody's domestic life, how they treat their partner. Are you watching on mobile? I can't remember. If y'all in the live chat know how to help, thank you, Key Controller. We've got the Eight of Swords and the Queen of Swords with the Fool in the reverse. So somebody here is showing up to tell the truth. Someone is adding more detail to the story, and it's making whoever thought they could get away with lying about this feel a bit silly, look like a little bit immature, because their version of truth is not the truth. What else do we have? We have the Star in the reverse, something that was hidden, Page of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Hermit in the reverse. I knew what I was doing wasn't a good idea. I felt like I needed to lie about what happened or lie about, dating that person, even though maybe I was married, because I knew that it would reflect poorly on my character. Other people would judge me. Maybe it would impact the jobs I could get. Maybe it would impact a relationship I'm already in. This is someone who lied to cover up what they did because they knew that it was not what they were supposed to be doing, right? And then this Queen of Swords is showing up, and they have a contradicting story, or they have some interesting perspectives. Queen of Wands, Ten of Cups in the reverse, and the Six of Swords. Yeah, this is someone who's causing a little bit of stress because this justice in the reverse, whatever's been, lied about, it does disrupt somebody's house. It does disrupt somebody's relationship. And the Six of Swords, I would say this is probably my least favorite Six of Swords, even though I really do like the art on this deck. We've got somebody who is smirking, right? Like, haha. Almost a Five of Swords energy, to be honest. I'm sure some people think this is kind of like a sweet smile, but this is, I think, an assumption that I've gotten away with it, or everyone believes me, it's fine. I'm not going to deal with, losing my relationship or being called out for dating someone on the side or lying about what I was getting into, because nobody's going to find out about it. It's great. And they were wrong. Hello, Renee. I think that means you have sauerkraut. I don't know if Hava is that. Is it Ik Hava? I was trying to learn German at one point. I didn't do very well. I probably needed to dedicate a little bit more time. But I do know Das ist verboten. I don't know if I did enough of a T in that. Das East? Is it like, almost like I'm saying East? I don't know. Let me know if you speak German. Three of Wands with the Page of Swords and the King of Pentacles. I gotta be honest, this feels to me like somebody who felt like they had enough connections or influence or the loudest voice, they would be able to get everyone to believe this is what really happened. Trust me. And yet, this Three of Wands implies they were waiting for the other shoe to fall. There's some truth to the sentiment of the truth will always come out, right? So this is a skeleton they hid in a closet, and they weren't sure how long they would actually be able to do that. Four of Wands in the reverse, Three of Swords in the reverse, and the Ten of Cups in the reverse. I feel like this is breaking up a marriage. This information coming out is opening up like wounds that had already been healed. So I thought this wasn't a thing. I thought that, you only kissed that person, but it turns out it was worse than that. This is finding out that there was a breadcrumbing of, truth or complete omission, misdirection, blaming someone else, perhaps. Another Justice in the reverse. But this is a while ago, and this was somebody who felt like they were able to sell the story that they wanted to sell. And now there's a shift because the story from another person that was involved, maybe the affair partner, they're coming out in contradiction to what was said previously. So, oh no. Chariot. High Priestess. Yeah, this is somebody who has gotten away with lying for a long time and felt pretty good about the fact that they were able to convince people that this is how things happened when they really didn't. Hello, Third Eye. How are you doing? Well, what? Fermented cabbage? Are we still talking about sauerkraut? That's great. Ooh, and I think the rest of it was in your pants, right? That's great. I like it. Medical staff, healing. Water, surrender, and yield, patience. So it has taken a long time for someone to finally admit what happened after there had already been an effort to heal what had been broken, right? So this is like, we went to therapy. I thought everything was fine. We talked through the situation. But now I found out that everything they shared or the story that they said was the truth was only like 70% of the story. So whatever healing had been taking place was based on falsehoods or misdirection. So even though it's taken a while, now this ish is hitting the fan. This is the cats rule the earth. Well, it's kind of a vague question, but I'm sorry to hear that you're not doing well, and I hope today gets better. I do like to avoid, the identifiable personal information, of course. Hello, Realm of Bedlam. Meow. How you doing? We've got the Nine of Swords in the reverse. King of Swords. Seven of Cups. Three of Cups. Yeah, see, I feel like there was somebody else. There's three people here. Trying to hide the truth. The Seven of Cups is an illusion. I don't want you to know what really happened, or I don't want you to know who was involved. Maybe it was, I had an affair, but I don't want you to know who it was. And it ends up being somebody important, right? Like, oh, you knew that person. So there's a truth coming out, and it is exactly what this person had feared in a long time. They have been hoping to minimize this or avoid the consequences by just kind of like doing whatever they could, right, to control the narrative. But now they're stuck because this Queen of Swords has come through and shared more information. It's partly because of how this Hermit in the reverse or King of Pentacles does not need to be a man. It's part of how they approach this that makes it worse for themselves. Part of what they've already said or how they've already tried to blame other parties. This makes it more difficult for them to achieve what they want in the current moment. Yeah. So it's kind of looking like it's always the cover up, right? You thought you could get away with this, or you thought you could avoid consequences for that. But now, whatever someone was trying to create as far as an illusion to try to minimize their consequences, it's not as fun as it was. They thought they were doing great. They thought they could kind of like high five themselves. And now this hanged man is showing someone who's having struggles in their own yard, right? You thought it was fun and games, but now you're in trouble. The moon, secret coming out. Clarifying the Seven of Cups, which talks about an illusion. Two of Swords. This is two people's words pitted against each other. People have to decide what they believe. We've got the Four of Cups. And the Knight of Wands. So I feel like there is a change in perception, or somebody's story kind of crumbles or like falls apart, right? Because when they are faced with this additional information, when, you know, maybe the person that they were seeing on the side offers their insights, there's really nothing they can do. It's like this deer in headlights look that this cute little Four of Cups cat has. Like, oh, who told you that? That's not good for me. This is the Bianco Nero. Hello, Danny. How are you doing? Did I say hello to Renee? Hello. So we have the Tower. This person's story is crumbling. There's evidence. There's screenshots. Here's the day we went to this hotel. Here's the car we rented. Whatever it is, I feel like this Queen of Swords, like, they have evidence. They've got receipts, right? So the King of Pentacles, Hermit in the reverse, is put in a tough position, or, I mean, really put themselves in a tough position. Six of Cups in the reverse, Emperor. So I thought I had control, but it turns out that there's like no way for me to talk around this additional information. There's no way for me to discredit this individual. They are the other person, or they have the receipts, right? So their lies are exposed. It's clear they were trying to avoid consequences, and that the Queen of Swords explanation or perspective lines up more clearly with the facts or the data or the information that is known. So it makes it more likely that, you know, you got to choose between whose story you believe, and maybe it's a combination, or, you know, some third version, that it's clear that the Queen of Swords story holds more weight. Hey, Carrie, how are you doing? So we have the Page of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Oh, they're stressing. They're freaking out. Everybody's starting to believe my ex, right? Because often the Queen of Swords is an ex. Now we don't have the Queen or the King of Swords haven't come out, have we? Oh, wait, we did. And where I would have wanted it to. Okay, so these are exes. Doesn't mean they had to have been married. Doesn't mean they had to have even been in an official, like, exclusive relationship. But these two, they know each other well. They have had some problems. They're pitted against each other because of the details, right? And the Queen of Swords knows this, so they bring receipts. And it puts this King of Swords in a situation, which would be our Hermit in the reverse, right? In a situation where they might have to actually admit that they lied, or, well, I guess I remembered that wrong. They're going to have to update their story, right? This is the Kipper. Hey, Steve, how are you doing? That's a good thing. And we've got community number 39. 29, imprisonment. Coffin in the reverse, number 19. Yeah. The court of public opinion is saying basically this King of Swords, this Hermit in the reverse, they're the one who is guilty. They're the one who caused the problem. What they thought was over, what they thought they had successfully put behind them is no longer, just history. And those consequences they were trying to avoid, I don't see them being able to avoid them. Remember, we did have the Eight of Swords, which is pretty close to that imprisonment card. They're stuck. They don't feel like they have a way out. Pathway. Lovers in the reverse. Message of concern. Yeah. So I'm looking for an escape. I'm looking for an exit ramp. I'm looking to see if there's something else I can do other than admit that I lied. And lovers in the reverse means I don't have a choice. Lovers in the reverse means you got me. Like, yeah, I guess, yeah, I told you that wasn't my person, but it was, right? And message of concern. Hey, I think I might actually have been caught. So this King of Swords, Hermit in the reverse, is trying to come up with a plan. What strategy can I employ? Is there any hope I have in discrediting this King of Swords? Is there anything that I can do to make it less painful for myself that this is happening, or that this Queen of Swords is talking about, what happened? Victory, number 28. Number 30, the garden and the gate. And number 24, adjacent possibilities. So I had already claimed victory. I felt like I'd won. I felt like people believed me. I felt like nothing was going to happen. And then, just kind of stayed in my own little world. Part of the problem here is this King of Pentacles / Hermit in the reverse individual, the person who's been lying. I feel like they haven't really connected with other people. They have a small social circle, or they don't like to connect to new people. And part of the problem is this makes it all the more of a contrast when they prove how much time was spent with someone else. Now, this could be an ex, it could be a third party, it could be that the Queen of Swords has receipts about their own interactions with the King of Swords, or about the interactions that the King of Swords had with a third party. But there's something here that the King of Swords had not considered, didn't feel like that information was going to come out, didn't feel like those receipts would be exposed. So now it's like they're paranoid, right? What else can happen? What else is out there? Did someone take a picture of me and, my lover? What happened? So they're nervous, they're sweating. They're wondering if there's like a private detective here that knows everything. Can I tell them just a little bit? That kind of thing. Yeah, there was somebody here who was married. And there is not a very healthy status if that relationship is still going, or whatever happened when that relationship was not in a very good place. We do have somebody that has been exerting power or control over others in a way that is not acceptable. That could be why we have some concern here over the consequences. And we do have some materialism, or someone who's a little bit braggy about the money that they have, the money that they earn. All right, this is the situations deck. What else do we have? What else do we have? Insatiable, unquenchable, wanting more, happiness, wholeness, overjoyed, and smiling. So this is somebody who has good memories in the past, experienced something, wanted more. And I do feel like there is, with this journal card, some sort of documentation. So you wrote something down, or you gave me a receipt, or, I've got this watch of yours. I don't know. There's something here that is protecting this Queen of Swords, whoever's bringing forward that information. And I do feel like with this telepathy card, this is somebody who is using their intuition to try to anticipate what they need to do, because they know what the King of Swords would really like to do is just to move on, right? Not have to talk about this or not have any consequences. Yeah. How can I get this to go away? How can I get you to stop talking? Because they're definitely dealing with anxiety. I don't want this truth to come out. I don't want anybody to know what really happened. Let's see. Actually, we're going to go with the Path of Shadows. Oops. I'm struggling over here, you guys. All right, here we go. Go ahead. What else do we have? Perfectionism. In the pursuit of perfection, night after night, I've gifted myself 1,000 flaws. Someone who is maybe a little overly concerned with their public perception. Ooh, it's my favorite card, you guys. So those of you who have been watching my channel for a little while know that whenever I get this card, I have to say it a very particular way. The Starry Observatory. Now, if my silly accent or whatever that is doesn't make sense, it's Starry Observatory. Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, the whip is also amazing, but this is my favorite one to pronounce. I don't know why I have to say it. Observatory. I think it started when I was playing Clue. But yeah, it's a must. This is a beautiful card, but it also indicates that we have somebody that got kind of lost in the fast-paced, maybe materialistic type community that they were a part of. A little piece in a cosmic puzzle. The universe only reveals its secret if you dare to dance in the starry dazzle. So there was a secret, and I do feel like somebody was maybe partying a little bit too hard. So there could be evidence that is as a result of a group gathering or a party that really kind of solidifies or ties together the truth that had been hidden for quite a long time. And then we have Dagger, action, bravery, and determination. So this Queen of Swords does not need to be a woman, of course, has the truth, has the receipts, and they are leveraging some bravery or courage to bring forth that truth and call out the King of Swords for lying about what they've been up to. Hello, Veggietata. Hello, Farah. How are we doing today? All right, let's see if we get the whip. It would actually make sense considering this person's probably got a little bit of punishment in store. What else do we have? Someone who's been wearing a mask, number 40. Someone who has questionable connections they were trying to hide that they were associated with or that they were friends with or that they were, probably for most of you, dating, having naked time with somebody. We've got number 34, which is the fish. This usually talks about good news, but it seems to be a mixed reaction announcement. So maybe there are some people who feel bad for the King of Swords, and maybe there are some people who are like, I kind of knew. I kind of thought that person was lying, right? The owl talks about communication, but has a connotation of gossip. Yeah, this is someone who initially felt like it was good news. They've been able to like manage the details and create some sort of illusion, make it sound like, oh, this was just like a coworker of mine, or this was just a friend. We didn't do anything inappropriate. Well, it looks like you did. That secret's coming out, right? And this has to do with somebody who has tried and gone to great lengths to make it seem like they are a person of respectable morals or they have some strong principles or beliefs. Now those are being exposed or dashed as kind of like a real sweet lie, but not a lot of truth behind it, right? All right, I'm going to go eat some lunch. I love you all. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes, and I will see you on the next reading. Toodles.